Yes everyone, thanks for tuning in to another video. Pleasure as always. Before I crack into it, I'd just like to say if you get any value from the video, please like and subscribe, or if you've got any thoughts, comments or ideas you'd like to explore, please leave in the comments down below. So today's going to be another book review, and the book I'm going to review today is called Comfort Crisis, or The Comfort Crisis, by a gentleman called Michael Easter. Now this isn't necessarily a book about mental health, but it's a strong theme throughout the book. Just a quick rundown of what the book is about is it's about this gentleman called Michael Easter, and he was an alcoholic and was in a bad negative place, and he decides to go on a trip in the Arctic and go hunting. I think somewhere in Alaska, I believe. I could be wrong. And it's just about his experience, and also there's lots of other sort of nuggets of information about various different things. I really enjoyed this book. Big time. One of the key concepts it explores, which maybe you could guess by the name, the comfort crisis, is one of the reasons there's so many issues around mental health these days is because we're living in a world that's too easy for us. This is a view I've explored in some of my other videos, because in my opinion we're built to thrive in difficult, challenging situations, and in today's day and age we don't really have them like we used to. We live in climate controlled houses typically. You can set the temperature to whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want. You can order it to your door. You don't even need to go outside. You can sit on your comfortable sofa. You can watch whatever you want. You can make the room smell however you want. And I feel that because of the lack of challenge we have in life, it's almost causing us to struggle because we haven't evolved. We haven't evolved to be in such easy situations. We're built to thrive in challenges. And this is one of the reasons he goes to the Arctic, is because he wants to face the challenge. And it's just a great read, quite simple as well, and there's some really interesting statistics around mental health and attention spans and all things of that nature. I just wanted to sort of share a couple things that I highlighted because I thought they were very interesting. So one of the first things is it talks about phones. Now the more time that goes by, the more that I feel my phone is really causing is a detriment to my mental health, I should say. And this is quite interesting. Thanks to technology, I rarely let my mind wander. I always have a phone, TV, computer, or other digital device to attend to. The average American each day touches his phone 2,617 times and spends 2 hours and 30 minutes staring at the small screen. If that seems gross, the study also identifies a large group of heavy users who spent more than 4 hours a day on their phones. Now when you think about that, smartphones have only been around for maybe, I don't even know, less than 15 years I would say. I don't think I had a smartphone up until about 10 years ago. So when you think about what that may be doing to our minds, just staring at the screens, it's most likely not good. And that's not even considering all the comparison traps through social media and things like that. For 2.5 million years, or about 100,000 generations, we had nothing digital in our lives. Now the average person spends 11 hours, 6 minutes a day using digital media. I just found those statistics very fascinating because it really, to me, emphasizes the point of how much contribution technology is having in our lives. And in some instances it is very positive. But I personally feel if it's not managed well, it can be problematic. That's just my thoughts, of course. Another thing that I wanted to share. So this is kind of in relation to phones because it talks about overstimulation. And something I've realized is that we have so much stimulus around us. And again, I don't think we haven't adapted yet for how quickly it's happened. Sometimes I go into the supermarket and it's like the light is so bright and I'm just like, wow. And even just that, you walk into the supermarket at 10 p.m, really, it should be dark and you shouldn't be seeing any light. But you see this light and it fries your brain, and I think it confuses your nervous system. And again, that's going to have a negative consequence on your mental health. So this is quite interesting. The effects of our overstimulated, stress-averse society are mounting. More than half of adults said they were under high stress in 2017. This is in America. Anxiety grew by 39% in a recent one-year period. Attention spans fell by 33% from 2000 to 2015. Depression diagnoses are up 33% since 2013. Wow. A phone's playing a part. I would suggest so, and so would a professor who talks in this book. Dr. Judson Brewer, a professor of psychiatry in Brown University Medical School, studies addiction, deals with many addicts and develops methods to get them better. He's particularly interested in the tie between screen time and our growing mental health issues. I wouldn't pin this on mobile technology 100%, said Brewer, but I'd say it's 90% due to it. So due to phone use, what it's saying is our attention spans are falling and depression, anxiety is on the rise. I have to concur, I must admit. I also thought this was really interesting. This is one other thing I want to talk about, which I hadn't even considered, and it's in relation to how much sound we hear. Because again, it's another stimulus that maybe people don't consider. And have we evolved or adapted to deal with so much sound? Probably not. So listen to this. In fact, the world's #1 killer, heart disease, isn't just a consequence of too much couch and carbs. The World Health Organization found that the constant stream of decibels we live in is quite literally taking years off our lives. Too much noise was responsible for nearly 2,000 heart attack deaths in Europe. This is because stress increases can lead to heart disease. Other research shows anti-anxiety medication use rises a relative 28% for every 10 decibel increase a neighborhood experiences. And people who live near loud roads are 25% more likely to be depressed. Fascinating. So again, The Comfort Crisis. Not necessarily a mental health book per se, but it's based around that theme and around improving yourself. And like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was quite an easy read. I read it in about 10 days. I loved it. And so, if you're short on reading options, check this out by Michael Easter. And I hope you enjoyed that book review. Anyway, wherever you are, I hope you're having a great start to your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.